This plot I've been working seemed to have a lot of mould under the soil, basically from not being worked for a while. Turned it over and let ultraviolet light kill most of it, and just planted a very simple selection.
So we've got the red onions, they're not too bad. The potatoes soon be ready for harvesting here, and towards the front end just gone for soft fruits, and these tend to work very well in this clay rich soil. And at the line, I've planted a line against a fence of fruit trees, conference pears, lots of apples. These are my strawberry plants for next year. My lot from the other plot have been. On a new plot, I find that these dwarf beans do very well. You don't have to stake them. And I put these in the soil. I mean, I have put a bit of chicken manure in, turn the soil over. I haven't sieved or anything like that, but these are coming up nicely.
Well, fairly late into July, the 18th to be precise, and the beans,
luckily there are predators around, as you can see there, and so that helps to get rid of many of the pests. So these predators here are doing a good job, and I've crushed as many of the. So luckily it's left me with a crop. I've already cropped quite a bit of it so far, and there's more to come. And even in areas which have been heavily attacked, the beans are still. And it's just good to have a variety, because normally I'm growing the stringy beans, and these ones can be very tender. I'll wait till these ones are a bit. This year I'm trying out some French dwarf beans. These don't need stakes, and basically they'll help to put some nitrogen back into the soil. And these were planted quite late actually. I put them in from seed directly into the soil. This Bramley tree has only been in this year. Bought it quite cheaply from one of the big five supermarkets, and basically it's taken, you know. And another Bramley as well, and I put other apple trees around them to help pollinate, and the neighbours got an apple as well. The champagne rhubarb did very well this year. I've cropped it most in these very thin stalks. I'll leave them, obviously if they develop and mature a bit more, I might take a little bit more, but that's about it. In the clay-rich soils where I am, close to the River Trent, it seems as if berries grow very well. These are red currants, and gooseberries in particular really do like this type of soil. I use some manure on this, just chicken. Always nice to have these ones, which are the red gooseberries, and these can be eaten raw, and they're gorgeous, and they crop very, very heavily. Sort of pick one, get spiked, but it's well worth the pain. I planted them next to some regular. I tried these for years in my own garden. They would only grow up to about sort of 12 inches. Never had a crop on them, and then sort of 14, 15 years later, I took the same plants and I've transplanted them here, given them some air and space on close to the river. And there's quite strong winds here, but the air's helped, and apparently that's what they need. They need open air to develop, and I've had very heavy trouble. By planting a Bramley, which is maturing nicely, this has only been in for a couple of years, next to a Discovery. Apparently they're in the same class of pollinators, so basically, they basically help to cross-pollinate with.
Not very successful on the Golden Gage, I'm afraid. I think I didn't prune them correctly, so I've actually pruned them beginning of July, and all I've got to show basically is the odd gauge plum, and we'll see later on whether or not some of these ones on the trees here will, and probably expect maybe 50 or 60 in total from all the the 3 trees I've got. And all been a good year for the onions, and obviously with us only having this crop for a few years, it's been well worth keeping them going. And in this dry weather they're maturing quite nicely.
and hopefully the next few weeks ready for. So today basically we've been picking some wild raspberries and some gooseberries, and I also noticed that the string beans are starting to come on now, so it won't be long until more. July means it must be time to pick the gooseberries, so I've got a selection of red gooseberries and white gooseberries, and you'll see here is so far what I've picked today, and basically I'm having a go at these gooseberries at the moment. I must plant a selection of red gooseberries over here and white ones over here, and I've got some also blackberries here. Not far from them I've got some tayberries and also some raspberries as well, but basically this is the time of year to be getting these in. It's nice to grow different varieties of soft fruits, and here on these clay soils, which are labelled as mild geologically, you can grow these red currants here. There are different varieties from what I normally grow, and you get the trusses on the trusses, you basically get much larger fruits, and you can see this on other plants that I've got nearby here, obviously here and further along. And I will pick these quite soon really. I've let these ones go quite ripe because I've been focusing more on my black currants, and also I'm picking gooseberries. Black currants this year have been good, and these ones have been kept more in the shade and away from the worst of the sun, because a couple of weeks ago we had an extremely hot day where it was 96 degrees Fahrenheit even indoors in the shade, and it was incredibly hot. And underneath the trusses of the gooseberry, the discovery apple seems to be coming on very well. This will be my first crop on basically what is a grafted stock, so looking forward to eating. And the same with the Bramley. The story of the Bramley is an amazing one, where apparently a girl had planted this seed and it had grown into the tree, and another family who got a small business at the back of the shop in Southwell or Southwell or whatever you want to call it, someone recognised it. A nurseryman asked for if he could take a branch to put onto a grafted rootstock, and he did, and the rest is history really, and the Bramley was born.